Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Wes Davies. Welcome back to another, I would say, classic Wes Davies video. So it is the long weekend. I had a couple of days. I wanted to do a little bit of exploring, just like I used to do in the olden days. So I am here at a small town called Shui Men, which translates to water door, and soon you will find out exactly where this name comes from. But today I just thought, head out into the mountains of Kaohsiung and Pingtung, head out to these tiny little towns that maybe I've driven through before, but never really stopped to fully check out and appreciate. So my girlfriend is on the camera here. Thank you very much, Evelyn dear. And yeah, let's get to the video. So as I said, this place is called Shuimen, and I would say that looks to be a water door in my opinion. So it looks like that this is an underground river, possibly coming from the mountains, that eventually gets channeled right through the middle of town here. So down there's a water wheel. I sent my drone up in the air. You can see all of those beautiful pictures of this kind of picturesque town sitting right here at the edge of the mountains. I really hope we do get lucky with the weather today. We did get caught a little bit in the rain, although it was a beautiful drive from Kaohsiung, just winding through those Pingtung roads on the way out here to the mountains. And this is what I love about traveling through these tiny little towns in Taiwan. You never really know what you're gonna see next. For example, did you know that there's a massive iron water wheel right here in Shuimen? I assume that back in the day, this used to be functional. Maybe there was some kind of mill right here, perhaps for pulverizing rice, things like that. And it actually is semi-operational, as you can see. I hope I'm not breaking any rules here by touching this, but you can see they probably would have dammed up this river, and then when the water got up to a certain height, this water wheel would eventually start spinning and spinning. Yeah, really, really cool. So I think we're going to actually explore some of the indigenous history of this area as well today. We just passed a store over there that looks super, super interesting. Gonna go check that out and then hopefully find some very local and traditional lunch. Let's go. We actually did get a little bit lucky. I drove by the shop earlier, and then just when we came back, he was shutting off all the lights, closing the door. But luckily, he agreed to let us check it out for a couple of minutes before he takes his shoshi. But you can see how beautiful the shop is. So just a little bit of context for this area. This area is mostly populated by the Paiwan tribe. It's one of the indigenous tribes in southern Taiwan. And I think we really lucked out here finding a little shop like this. I didn't even know this was here, just drove past it. And you can just see how beautiful and how intricate all of these clothes are. And you can see that these are very much made in the traditional, I would assume, Paiwan design. If I'm wrong, please let me know down in the comments. But I'm just gonna spend a couple of minutes enjoying this shop and checking out all of this beautiful, beautiful attire. So as you can see, the Laoban has been kind enough to allow us to try on a couple of these absolutely gorgeous pieces of clothing. So Evelyn has chosen this very, very beautiful dress here, and is not even really for special occasions. He let us know that this is just something they would traditionally wear, typically wear day to day. And then I've chosen a vest here, which is straight out of like Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album cover. Everything here is just so beautiful. So let me know down in the comments below, how much money do you think the blue dress here that Evelyn is wearing costs? So once I have about 10 answers or so in the comments, I will let you guys know in the comments the correct answer. Okay, that just wraps it up for Shuimen here. What we're gonna do now is head up the mountain to Sandimen, try to find some dinner. And as you can see, I'm absolutely loving my brand new hat here. I think I'm gonna be cherishing this one probably for the rest of my life, because I mean, it's just so unique and so special to get this out here in the mountains of Pingtung. Let's continue our adventure. We made it here to Sandimen, and we've just been driving up and down these tiny little narrow streets on the side of the mountain. It's been really, really interesting. I think at one point we actually came across a traditional wedding because there were people just lined up in the streets, everyone wearing the traditional garb of the Paiwan or Rukai people. And then turned a corner and came upon this very, very traditional looking house. And we kind of pulled in here and we started looking around before they told us, actually, this is our house. It's not a museum or a craft area or anything like that. They very much welcomed us in. They invited us to come check it out. And they also let us know that it is brand new. So even though it's built in the traditional style, it was just finished construction last week. So I really think that's pretty awesome that even though this place is brand new, I mean, you would look at it and you would think that it's probably been here for 100 years because they've really taken the time to build it in the traditional Paiwan Indigenous style. So one thing I do know about the reason why they use slate rocks like this in their walls is because in the summertime, it actually helps keep the inside of the houses cool. And then in the wintertime, it helps to keep the heat from the fires in the building. So everything you see has a purpose, and I just love the decorations. I know that snakes are a big motif, especially out here in the mountains of Taiwan where snakes are prevalent. You can see this is one of the major crops of the area, which is xiaomi, and that's one of the main ingredients in a lot of the food that they eat in the mountains here. Hopefully we'll be trying some xiaomi snacks a little bit later on, and I don't know how much I should be poking around here, but this is obviously the living room area, and then yeah, so this would be the traditional bedroom. So houses like this probably have just 2 bedrooms or 2 rooms, kind of a main common area, and then you've got something like this where the family will sleep. So I'm not sure if they're setting this up to be some kind of Airbnb, but it's just so nice that they were kind enough to let us come in here and explore. So we've just sat down here, side of the road, tiny little indigenous food barbecue spot, and it actually looks really, really good. Looks like we've got an assortment of meats. Usually at places like this, they're heavy on the onion, the garlic, and then tons and tons of pork, cow juro. And then we've got something called xiaomi zong, which are kind of almost like little sushi rolls, but instead of seaweed, it's like a mountain leaf, and instead of rice and fish inside, it's xiaomi, which is the local grain that they use a lot around here, and probably pork as well. So I'm just gonna dig in, and one thing I did bring with me is some of the Mary Sharp's hot sauce. Now, this is not sponsored by Mary Sharp, but they were kind enough to send me a couple of really, really nice bottles, knowing, as they do, that I'm a hot sauce lover. So one thing I will do, they set up a special page for fans of my channel. You can head over to the link that I'll put right in the description below, and you can go and get yourself a couple of bottles of Mary Sharp's hot sauce. They have all kinds of different flavors and varieties and levels of spiciness. And then if you click the link down below, they have a couple of promotions going on. I think you can get some free bottles of the hot sauce if you go order right now. So yeah, I highly recommend it. I have literally been carrying these in my bag wherever I go. So you will not be disappointed if you are a hot sauce lover. That is Mary Sharp's, and these are imported directly from Belize. So you know is going to be good. Let me dig into the food here. Okay, Mary Sharp's, let's see how you fare with the local indigenous food of Pingtung. Oh man, that tastes so good. This one is the spiciest one they've sent me, but it's not overwhelming. It's just got a really nice flavor. Honestly, that's really good. We still have a couple more things to get to, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on the food. This one I really like. This is the nopal green habanero pepper sauce. Let's try that on one of the sausages. It's a match made in heaven. The sausage is nice and smoky. This one is kind of sour and salty. That is so good. All right, time to head back on the road. So the dinner we had was more of a sit-down restaurant, but up and down the mountain here, there are these little stalls called xiaomu'u, which means small wooden houses, and you can kind of see what's going on. They've got these great little wood-fired barbecues, cooking several different kinds of sausages, different kinds of barbecue pork, tons and tons of onions and garlic, and then as well, you have the indigenous xiaomi rolls that we tried earlier. So if you do find yourself in this mountainous area, the Sandimen region, make sure you stop at one of the xiaomu'u, say hello to the laoban, and get yourself some tasty barbecue. So that just about does it for our big adventure today. We took a couple more minutes to drive up the mountain, but as you can see, it is getting pretty dark and kind of rainy. So we're gonna head back down, head back towards Kaohsiung City. But I just wanted to also mention, in this particular region, just above Sandimen, are all kinds of great restaurants, maybe more Taiwanese style, I would think, but definitely a nice place to come, probably for tea or dinner, something like that. And of course, you've got great views all around you, overlooking the mountains. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today. Really appreciate that. Do make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. I would also really appreciate that. And I think that's about it for today. So I will see you guys in the next one. And once again, thank you for watching. Take care.